on. Let's see. All right, so I'm Lucifer. I am a savior that is basically someone that believes in almost like everything that atheists believe in, but I believe more like a metaphysical, mathematical mastermind is the structure of reality as information, pretty much almost like an epistemic polar opposite to the current like scientific paradigm. Okay, let's see. How uninteresting. Please tell me more. Maybe. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, Space Expert 400 said hi. If you keep saying that, I'm probably going to ban you, to be completely honest. I can't help but think that you're mentally challenged or something. Alright, new background? Kind of, I might just test it out, see what it's like. I like it. Okay, let's see. Or is that like is there a button to press to say hi or something? I'm not quite sure. This coming from someone that believes is magic is hilarious. Why is it that people always misspell when they insult me? I have no idea why. This coming from someone that believes is magic is hilarious. What is magic from your perspective? I don't really believe in magic. I believe in technology. All right, let's see. Yes, okay. Where can you learn more about Savior? I want to finish up basically my Atheist Inquisition, and then I'll be kind of answering all questions for Savior as well, whilst restructuring my Savior whole ideology. So it's not released just yet, but I should have my Atheist Inquisition finished soon enough. There's kind of 50 questions or so that goes into almost like the substance of reality. Like, is it physical? Is it metaphysical? What exactly is physicality? What is the structure of reality in its totality? Is everything actually connected? Because you are basically one thing that's made up of many things, and those many things aren't actually connected. Like all of the atoms that make you up aren't touching; they're all separate. So many non-living separate things make up one technically connected living thing. So I'm basically just claiming that if that's the case for you, what if absolutely everything is connected? Like, I have many examples where what is it? Like a planet is made up of many separate things that make up one thing. A solar system is technically made up of many separate things that make up one thing. You know, they all, through gravity, they're all, if you could move like the star, you would be moving all of the planets with it. So a solar system is basically one thing, and then many solar systems make up like a galaxy. There's other aspects to it as well, but many things make up one thing. There is or how do I put this? All is one, and one is all, is kind of my position. I actually think that existence is a thing, one thing. And if I can get people to acknowledge that, the one thing technically would be alive then. Okay, let's see. So I don't have it released just yet. Okay. Hello from Scotland. Again. Was that meant to say again, or British Defence League? Interesting. So this is... What is it? Have you seen that new video of like that Ukraine girl got stabbed in the neck or something? I'm not quite sure if I have to censor my own speech. I'm not quite sure. Okay, let's see. Religion is stupid. It's a brainwashing tool. The massacre at Verdun is a perfect or a prime example. Charlemagne killed hundreds of people because they didn't convert to Christianity. Yeah, things are a little bit more complex than that, though, unfortunately. Because if absolutely everybody is an atheist individual, and I manage to trick 100 people into becoming like stupid followers that blindly follow my dogma, I then do have 100 people on my team against many other individuals. Like, would you rather be on the team with 100 people with baseball bats or by yourself? Probably the team with baseball bats. Okay. Okay, let's see. Do you have any proof that God is real? I technically do. Lol, okay. Not bad, keep up the good work. Banana. The thing is a technical term. The thing is, I'm not quite sure if you're basically claiming that it's a concept, but I don't really know if I would agree with that. Because I could just claim that anything is like a technical term. I'm not quite sure exactly what you mean by that. Yo, just to know, what are we discussing here? The structure of reality, pretty much the philosophical perspective on reality. Keep up the good work. Okay. Shroud of Turin, Jesus, death cloth, has his face and blood imprinted on it. Does it? Interesting. Lamal, hello from Italy. Hello. Atheism isn't stupid, it's simply a belief. I'm surprised you even acknowledged that it was a belief. You can't change the mind of someone who believes in something without proof. Well, I actually do believe in something without proof. I'm not a Christian, by the way. Nah, bro, no political intent. I am a Protestant who enjoys this channel. But your name is British Defence League. I thought that would be maybe, I don't know. China seems to be doing fine. Yeah, but they're kind of like a racial group, by the way. They are not accepting multiracial, multiculturalism, like, at all. So they are a group. Like, are you God or the prophet? A little bit of both. Why is atheism stupid? And if it's for a moral good by myself, why is atheism stupid? And if it's for a moral good by myself, I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. Atheism is the best. I keep forgetting to look into what that is. Wait, what? You still know nothing? I actually do know something. Ayo, those backgrounds are lit. Good to know, good to know. He had proof God is real? It's an inductive argument. You don't have baseball bats. You have a magic book of make-believe. Yeah, but I can literally buy a knife. God damn. Use your imagination. Shroud of Turin! Okay. Okay, let's see. You're an atheist for every other deity except your own. I don't know why people keep mentioning that as if it's significant. I'm still on the side of God world as opposed to godless world, right? Like, I'm still on that side rather than this side to you. I'm not on your side. Okay, let's see. Why is it stupid? You've made the claim. Substantiate it. Well, I'm basically saying that, like, it doesn't have an answer. It doesn't have proof, but they think it's the most logical position to take. Okay, so is there logic in this live or what? Technically there is. I'm basically just claiming that atheists don't really have an answer. They have a worldview, but they reject. It's almost as if atheists rebuke referring to atheism as a worldview. But it is a worldview, so they're simply incorrect with that. Your burden of proof. No, I'm informing. It's almost as if my live streams are to inform atheists that the burden of proof is on them as well. And that's true. That's a fact. Okay. Okay. What are we doing here is what we are doing here is watch a guy strawman atheism. That's not true at all. My God, these people are so dumb. You're a blasphemer, lol. Okay. I got yogurt. I'm hyped, my guy. Good to know. Good to know. Did you get a job yet? I actually did. I'm curing atheists of their atheism. Remember? And it's the Lord's work. It truly is the Lord's work. Let's see. Let's see. I have proof that my prayers have been answered. That's good to know. That's good to know. What do you believe in? What do you believe in, brother? I basically believe in a metaphysical, mathematical mastermind that is the structure of reality as information. Something to do with where did I get my AI backgrounds or whatever. Pinterest. So I didn't make them. They are what they are. Okay, let's see. If I can ask, what do you believe, bro? Because it's personal, Jesus, staff. Sorry, but you are an idiot. I don't believe in Jesus. I'm not a Christian, by the way. I'm just kind of like a philosopher type. I wanna construct the highest quality argument for the existence of God. And that would not be based on like a dogmatic book, which they all might be, or one of them might be true. But I'd rather just look into the structure of reality. All right, we got 6 likes. Great job, all likers. 268 people in here. Okay. I'm making yogurt right now, fresh. It's good to know. I haven't had yogurt in maybe 2 years or something. It's not a worldview, it's a single position on a single claim. The claimant being the one with the burden of proof. But you know that, you're just like, I'm definitely not. You're just a fucking moron, unfortunately. Like, I don't know why atheists just don't get it. You also already have positions that are basically made for you. Just take one of them. The infinite regress, or the Big Bang. Take your position. There's many other aspects to it as well, and the atheist mentalities have already formulated arguments for it. Like, god damn, this guy's a liar. I'm definitely not. You're a false accuser. Okay, let's see. How is your God right? How is your God the right one, but everyone else is wrong? Well, mine's basically the truth. Whatever is true is basically my God as the all-knowing mind of reality. So it's almost as if I can't have the wrong one. Metaphysical mathematical mastermind. Wow, that means nothing. You believe in physics, lol. Well, actually, I kind of don't. I don't really believe that it's physical in the sense of it's just a universe. I think that it's a mind, and we're imaginary. So there's a different perspective. So basically the other perspective is a philosophical position. Okay. Do you believe in Lucifer or the devil? Not really. You could say that I am Lucifer and the devil if you really want. I got yogurt on the screen, lol. Okay, we got another person eating yogurt. Interesting. False dichotomy. Which is it? Don't curse. I can do it as I want. Why haven't you eaten yogurt in 2 years? It's just not a priority. I don't know. God is a higher dimensional being. We can't see God. technically that would be my worldview to an extent. Okay, let's see. You're too young to know what the truth is. I don't know the absolute truth. Okay. Let's see. So childish. How is it childish? So everyone else is stupid and only you know the truth? In a way, yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't actually spoken of it, though. You're just fucking insane. You don't know that to be true. Do you realize you talk about nonsense with a straight face? You don't know that. Again, you don't know that with certainty. Your worldview is based on axioms that you just accept to be true, like the world is physical. All right? What exactly is physicality? Do you think an imaginary apple is physical? If so, this entire world can be imaginary. If you don't think an imaginary apple is physical, what is it? There's then more to this world. Do saviors pray to a deity? Not really. We think. So an increase in the quantity and quality of information obtained, retained, and utilized moves us closer to God, where our God being is kind of the final, basically the final invention, like the supercomputer and super intelligence. Explain to me how atheism is stupid. How is atheism stupid? They basically believe that atheism is a more logical position than it truly is. What time is it? Okay. Such arrogance. It's really not, though. I understand. It's almost like everybody's an alchemist and I'm a chemist and I just know the truth and I basically say like, hey, this thing is actually true. And then everybody says that I'm an idiot or something. So it's almost as if I now have to demand you understand that this is the truth. Atheism is a worldview. They have a worldview and they have to defend it. So now it gets to the point where I look arrogant or narcissistic or something, but like it's just the truth that people keep trying to avoid. Atheism is a worldview. Evolution real? My worldview, technically, it would be a part of it. Okay, let's see. What do you think imaginary means, dude? Well, I would technically say that that's like metaphysical. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're just using ChatGPT to argue. I don't really use ChatGPT. Where did you even get that from? God is not real? Okay, but you technically have to prove that, though. Indirectly. So I'll tell you what atheism actually is. Because people keep losing their minds over this, but like I'm curing atheists day by day. How do I put this? Every single day I'll basically be curing an atheist of their atheism. Dude's using science. Science belongs to atheism. Dude is an idiot. Who cares? You're an absolute fool and you just proved me right. Science does not belong to atheism, you fucking idiot. My God. See, this is why I think atheism is stupid. So I'll go over why atheism is stupid now, for the most part. And it really is because of comments like that. They think, and like, the burden of proof is on you. No, it's not. It's on both of us, and here's how. My God, these people are an embarrassment. They are an embarrassment, and here's how. You could say, in an infinite amount of questions, the most important question is like, how does existence exist, or how do I exist? How did I get here? In its totality of reality, how does existence exist? And there's two possible answers. God world produced it, or godless world produced it, or me. God world produced me, or godless world produced me. It's one or the other. It's a true dichotomy. It's either this or that. It cannot be both. It's one or the other. And atheists basically believe, you know, I'm an atheist. I just don't believe in a God. I just don't believe in a God. I'm an atheist. I'm an idiot. I just don't believe in a God. I don't believe in the God world. I must believe in the godless world. the godless world exists. Here it is. The godless world exists and takes some sort of structure, right? It all takes some sort of structure. The godless world exists, takes some sort of structure, and it makes sense. I can make sense of it. Because if it didn't make sense, I'd have to believe the nonsense of God world as well. So that's what atheism actually is. The godless world, that exists, that takes some sort of structure, that actually makes sense, and now at the foundation of the structure, we'll just ask about time. So time either did begin or time did not begin. So the unintentional universe either just appeared, the unintentional appearing universe, or the unintentional eternal universe that always existed. So this is a part of the atheist worldview, and those are positive claims. And how do I put this? What is that thing that they say again? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So, like, I actually have to keep mentioning this. You're just repeating yourself. Yeah, because there's a billion idiotic atheists that have to hear this so that they actually understand what they are. Yes, atheism is a worldview, and then they think that science belongs to atheists. It doesn't, because if atheism is the universe, the unintentional appearing universe or whatever, I could just say, actually, this is not like a universe. This is actually God. This is actually the God structure. There you go. That's, oddly enough, that's like atheism almost like destroyed to an extent. This is the structure of reality is God. This is like the God mind. As opposed to the non-living physical universe, we have the living metaphysical mind, God mind. There you go. Your axioms are just potentially wrong. Okay, let's see. I'm curious what the extraordinary evidence for the existence of a God. Well, I'm looking for the extraordinary evidence of the existence of like an appearing universe or something, which is the Big Bang, you could say. Which is potentially fine. Just take your position, though. So all of the atheists just keep fucking running whenever I bring this up. Atheism is a worldview, and you don't own science. You don't have a monopoly over. We just don't know yet. Because if I take the exact opposite concepts, rather than non-living physical universe, I just take living metaphysical God mind. There you go. This is the God mind. And I can explain creation, you know, I can think of an apple right now. Can you make a physical apple appear here? No. I can actually think of like events in my mind in relation to time. So I can make sense of time just like that. It's very, very quick and easy for me. How do you explain time? Okay, let's see. Find your God, show me, then talk. I literally just explained that my God is the structure of reality. Okay, so we got a lot of low IQ atheists telling me that I'm stupid, but they actually just can't comprehend what I'm saying. So agnostic, well, not quite. I actually think that I can know everything. I think that, what is it? In my worldview, we can potentially know everything. Okay, let's see. You explain nothing. I literally did. I just explained that there's polar opposite concepts. Time is a measurement system, not an actual thing. I'll take it that you're an atheist. No, time is definitely a thing. We use a measurement system to keep track of it, right? Like, do you believe the past exists? And the future exists and the present exists? Or do you not believe in that at all? Like, goddamn. Goddamn. Okay, let's see. Are you a hermetics practitioner? I'm not quite sure. Time is the measurement of entropy. Yeah, but time would be entropy. You can say the measurement of entropy if you really want to, but all right. Brainwashed? I'm definitely not. I just asked all atheists about time, and they're all losing their minds because they're incapable of answering this. They're incapable of acknowledging that they actually have a worldview. So they're just basically shouting at me in the comments section that I'm stupid and that I'm fucking whatever, like a narcissist, or that I need like brain surgery or some shit. Yeah, atheists are stupid. Time to us is memory. Just memory. I don't think so. Like if a piano falls on you, or if a piano is about to fall on you in a couple seconds, do you think that that's just like a memory? Oh my god. When did time begin? Either the Big Bang or it never did, I guess you could say. Okay, let's see. All right, don't forget to like and follow everybody. We got 740 people in here now. All of the atheists are losing their minds because they can't understand that they actually have a worldview and that they actually have to provide answers. End this stream. We all know atheism is for stupid people. Yeah. You agnostic or Christian, tell me. I am neither. See, that would be a false dichotomy. People keep telling me that I use false dichotomies. Time was created 13.8 billion years ago. Okay, but like in your worldview, how does that actually make sense? It's almost as if you believe in determinism, where everything is determined based on the first event that occurred, right? You believe the first event occurred as the first domino falling, but how did it fall? How did it fall? Okay, so we have Connor is bald, I think his name might be, with a £5 donation. Hi, I just joined. Christian here. Can I get a brief catch up? Would appreciate it. Number one, thank you for the £5, by the way. Number one, I'm not a Christian. Number two, I'm basically trying to put together kind of like an argument for God that's just simply philosophical. And I have at a sufficient level to basically claim that mine is equal to atheism. If atheism is just like the non-living physical universe, I'll just take the exact opposite concepts. I'll take on the living metaphysical God mind. So my God is then an all-knowing entity that is the structure of reality. Now, a lot of people would say, like, that's unfalsifiable. So is the other fucking world then. God damn. Like, do these people not get it? I'm taking on a philosophical position that is diametrically opposed to atheism, but that then means I can still use science and mathematics and logic and like statistics and so on. They're also on my side as well. I'm just questioning the structure of reality, like some sort of like hypostasis. What is it? What is this? I think that there's basically an underlying substance to this world that is just information. Basically the matrix. So I am on the side of God world as opposed to godless world. And when I put forward my arguments, they all tell me that I'm stupid and that I'm crazy and all of this kind of stuff. Cult leader. Because they're terrified of the fact that they actually have to put forward an argument. They actually have to put together an argument and prove that theirs is true. It's the true perspective of reality. And they all are losing their minds. They're all losing their minds because I'm pretty much killing atheism, which is hilarious. It's actually hilarious. The title. We live in a matrix. Now, technically, we are the matrix. Hypostasis. I'm pretty sure there's an A in that. Right, so what is your definition of atheism? Atheism is basically a mental illness, to be completely honest. And they'll lose their minds over this, but atheism is a mental illness because it's a worldview which is basically, my worldview is that I just don't have a worldview. And that's absolutely wrong. So I'll tell you what atheism is in a second. So it's a mental illness, and they take on this mental illness because they're losers. And I'll get into that as well. So here's what atheism is. I'll go over it again. In an infinite amount of questions, you can ask so many questions, it's pretty much infinite. In an infinite amount of questions, the most important question is, how does existence exist? Or how do I exist? How did I get here? How did it all lead to this? And like, because there's an infinite amount of questions, the most important question is, how did it get to me from your perspective? Like, so I don't care about the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot. Like, I don't have to prove God. I'm also a Bigfootist or a Loch Ness Monster. I don't give a fuck about them. Whatever you believe, I'll just go with that. I don't care about those questions. I care about the most important question is, how does all of this exist? So that's the most important question. There's two potential answers. God world produced me or godless world produced me. It's one or the other. It's a true dichotomy. It's either this or that. There's nothing else. It cannot be both. It's one or the other. Atheists believe that, like, so if you ask me what's the definition of atheism, atheists are basically insane and think that it just means, I'm an atheist. I just don't believe in a God. I just don't believe in a God. That's when they flatline, and that's when, and it's almost like sophistry as well. They're almost like tricksters. They basically want to trick you into thinking that that's all it is, but there's more to it. And I have discovered that there's more to it. And they lose their minds when I mention the rest, because now I'm basically pushing them to prove that their worldview actually makes sense. And they can't. They can't. And here's what it is. So, I'm an atheist. I just don't believe in a God. I don't believe in the God world. I then must believe in the godless world. The godless world exists. Here it is. The godless world exists and takes some sort of structure, right? It takes some sort of structure. The godless world exists, takes some sort of structure, and it actually makes sense. So now they actually have to make sense of it, right? So they actually have to make sense of the godless world, which is the universe. So this is the unintentional universe. It just is. It just is. So at the very beginning of their worldview, the structure of their worldview, we'll go with time. So time either did begin or time did not begin. So now we have the unintentional appearing universe that did begin. You can go with the Big Bang with that if you want. And then on the other side, where time did not begin, we have the infinite regress that just constantly goes back forever, which is also potentially fine. But I don't know why they don't just say, yeah, atheism is a worldview. Atheism worldview. Godless world view. It's how they view the word. Like, it's how they view the world. It's basically in the name. It is the name. So it's crazy to me how they keep calling me insane or stupid or something because I'm forcing them to take their position and actually defend it, which they can't. So now they're losing their minds because they're losers. Because they're losers. And it's interesting. Dude's an idiot. This guy's retarded, changed my mind. See, they're losers that are basically lashing out at me because I'm forcing them to take their position and actually defend it, and they know they can't. Okay, let's see. We got Lord Sayer. I think might be how to pronounce it. Lord Sayer. With a $2 donation. They never truly looked for God. Just kids mad. Yeah, I think they actually try to, like, cover their eyes if you try to show them anything, which is kind of fascinating. It's almost as if they're intentionally looking away from the potential God, and now they're all losing their minds, which is interesting. So we have 1,178 people in chat right now with 32,000 atheists cured in this one. So I think I got a lot of atheists cured in this stream. Okay, let's see. So atheism is basically not God world or godless world, and it is the foundation of the godless worldview, right? It's the foundation of their worldview. Who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who's curing you of your atheism. Atheism is not stupid. It definitely is. Atheists in general, not all of them, but the vast majority of them, don't even understand that atheism is a worldview. And they basically rebuke that statement. Atheism is not a worldview. Yes, it is. And I'm telling you it is, by the way. I don't care if you say it isn't. It definitely is. Dude's just strawmanning via sophistry. No, it's the exact opposite, actually. You definitely have a worldview. Like, you have to explain at time, at least. My God. How does anyone not get this? It's so crazy to me. Good strawman. It's literally not a strawman. It's your worldview that you refuse to accept because you're a loser. I'm telling you, atheists are losers. They have to be. There's no other explanation. There's no other explanation. They lose so much in life that the only possible thing that they can do to try to win at all is to associate themselves with a group that they think can't lose. Show me your God. Just show me your God. That's what they would love the conversation, the overall dialectic, to be structured as. But now I'm here saying, yeah, that's not what it actually is. All of the other religious people, maybe it went over their heads, but I'm here now. That's not what it is. It's not atheist world just exists. God is a positive claim. No, they're different claims. And you have to make sense of yours. You're delusional. I'm definitely not. Okay, let's see. Atheism has no group. That's because they're actually stupid, by the way. Groups are a logical thing. Blocking this channel, you are disgusting. Right, so the truth hurts, by the way. The truth hurts. Okay, let's see. So we have Adele, I think, with a £2 donation. Thank you for that. It's Ragebait, guys. He's just... it's Ragebait, guys. He can't be that stupid. My God, these people are absolute morons. How do you think that this is Ragebait? How do you think that this is a straw man? You believe in the godless universe. It either did begin or it did not begin. That matters, right? Because if you believe that time began, you then have to believe in something along the lines of the appearing universe, which you could potentially explain with the Big Bang, which is incomplete, so you don't really have an answer for that. Or you could say that time didn't begin and there's just an infinite regress going back in relation to time, just always existing, which also is incomplete because if things can just always exist, like little planets moving around, what about living things? How about, did life always exist? Could life have just always existed? So that's also incomplete as well. So I can't wait to just dismantle atheism, and I'll be getting all of your beloved intellectual atheists to acknowledge that this is true, that atheism is a worldview, and that you actually have to explain the world, right? You actually have to explain the world. No, you're literally strawmanning, lol. I'm really not. This is not complicated at all. You're a moron and a bigot. Okay. Life always finds a way. It kind of does in a way. Okay, let's see. Learn opposing viewpoint, please. I'm pretty sure the one who is informing everybody about the opposing worldview. Moron! Okay, I'm definitely not, by the way. Reported for misinformation, lol. What an absolute baby-brained moron. My God, these people are so childish. It literally hurts your feelings to know that you have a worldview that you have to defend. My God. That's atheists for you, everyone. That's atheism. They report you when you tell them that they have a worldview that they actually have to defend. My God. They thought that they were intelligent. They thought that they were the good ones. Looks like I'm proving them all wrong. So you think this could be a simulation? A little bit further than that. I don't necessarily think that it's like absolute technology simulation. We're in a computer. I would consider it to be a little bit further and say it's God's imagination, where God is both the creator and the creation. Okay, let's see. Coward blocks people in chat. I'm literally reading the chat right now. I don't have a worldview. If you're an atheist, you do. Okay, let's see. Another one from Adele. I think that's how you pronounce the name. £2. Please do look into Islam. One God. So that's very. I guess that's similar to mine. One God. So my God is reality, though. My God is the structure of reality. I'm not quite sure if atheists Muslims believe in that. Do you believe God is the world, or is God some sort of separate entity? You used God's name in vain. Okay. This guy's an idiot. I'm definitely not, by the way. Definition of your God. Panentheism. Just look up panentheism. Are you a sinner? I guess in a way I might be. I might correct that. I might actually have to look into that a little bit. How was God made? It's a necessary entity. It's a necessary being, which means that it kind of always was. So you don't have a worldview? I do have a worldview, and I also have to answer those same questions that I put forward to the atheists. They just believe that they don't. So I'm just saying, you do. Okay, let's see. Atheism is as stupid as theism. No one knows. Agnostic is the best option. Agnostic is an alright option, but I think that I kind of categorize it into like probably God world and probably godless world. So from my perspective, agnostic actually doesn't count. I actually do think that we can know of God, by the way. I think that we can know the entire structure of reality. So that's why I would not be an agnostic. Universe is also a necessary entity. I'm pretty sure you would actually have to define necessary and how that actually works, though. Like, what does that even mean? Keep in mind, my God is the universe. So, do saviors have a religious holiday? I'll be making a lot of holidays, by the way. I've already looked into it. Bro's brain had to render. I forgot exactly what you're referring to. He only reads angry comments. Okay. He blocks Christians. Sarah, shut up. My God. You spammed the same shit like 35 times. I have a bot that blocks people if they're morons. Apparently you are. Okay, let's see. Why are you using AI? How am I using AI? Are you talking about the background thing? Are you a deist? I don't think so, no. Panentheist. Would you accept everyone? Probably not. I think a lot of people wouldn't qualify. So I'm looking for like positive people, and I think a lot of people would not qualify. Cop out to define God as the universe. It's really not, though. Like, that's pantheism. God is the universe. It's literally a thing. It's been a thing for like 400 years. Your God? In a way. Not me as like an individual. Guy thinks he's Sargon of Akkad. Lol. I definitely don't. Let's see. Are you retarded? Definitely not. Stupid question. Probably an atheist. Okay, let's see. What is your religion? I am a savior. You can be too if you'd want. Okay, let's see. Dude, literally blocking in record time. Well, I'm not blocking anyone. I already went over this. I have a bot that blocks people that are morons. Okay. You're genuinely brain dead. LMFAO? I'm definitely not, though. Okay, we have somebody saying constantly, he blocks Christians. I'm gonna block you because you're a dumbass. Okay, let's see. What an absolute moron. Can you prove your point in relation to atheism is stupid? I kind of do. I think the entire comments section does prove my point. Atheists are stupid. I state Atheism is a worldview. They have positive claims. They actually have to justify them and prove them to be true. And then the atheists lose their minds because they don't even understand that atheism is a worldview. So, yeah, I kind of can prove my point. My evidence is all of the idiots that don't understand that atheism is a worldview. Okay, let's see. What was that? I don't know what that means. Why does their belief matter to you so much, though? I think it's like a massive mental illness to an extent. All of the religious people, like Christians and Muslims and so on, they understand that they believe, that they have faith in their God, whereas atheists blindly think that they're with the truth, but they have a worldview and they can't prove it to be true. I just want them to acknowledge that it is a worldview, and they actually have to prove it to be true, which they can't do, by the way. Can you explain your religion? Basically atheism, but the structure of reality is not a universe. It's basically a mind. So it's a god. All right, Marvel. Okay. The Allfather. Okay. God isn't a theory, he's a I am. So from my perspective, that actually means the totality of reality. I am would technically mean everything. I am that I am is what it says in the Bible. I am that I am. I am that. I am. Meaning, I am everything. I am the creator and the creation. Let's see. So you're an atheist with extra steps. No, different steps. Different steps. I don't want you to think of it as extra steps, because then you would probably have this false assumption that I have a positive claim. It's a different claim. Okay, let's see. Prove anything that you were assuming. Again, all of the atheists in here are proving me right, that they're stupid. Atheism is a worldview, clearly. Borderline by definition, it's an analytical truth, like even potentially further than that. It's a self-describing thing. Atheism is basically godless world, godless worldview. They literally view the world as the godless world. It is a worldview. Okay, let's see. Prove your worldview. Don't evade it, coward. Again, these people just keep trying to play hot potato with me. My entire thing, forget about my worldview, my entire thing is basically claiming atheism is stupid. Try to prove to me that the atheist worldview is true. Is atheism true? What's your description of the devil's advocate? Someone that takes a controversial position, I guess. Somebody that takes an opposing position. Okay, let's see. Your book says God is real. My book says Superman is real. I don't have a book. God. Bro is motherless. I'm not even sure if that would make sense, and absolutely. You were so fucking dumb. I'm definitely not, though. Native Americans, proof. We did better without your ideologies. You know I'm not a Christian, Amanda. God damn, these fucking people. And, by the way, they definitely didn't. Christians did better than Native Americans. Clearly. Clearly. Christians pretty much built, like, the modern world, realistically, or at least had a massive part in it. . Okay, let's see. What's your view on the multiverse? I actually thought about that today to an extent. I'm not quite sure if a multiverse even makes sense. If you believe in physicalism, where everything is physical, how exactly would you justify like multiple universes? How would you even? It's almost as if that can make sense in my worldview, where this is almost like a book where it was written by someone. So a multiverse in my worldview is almost like multiple books in like a library. So they're all separate, and you can't really leave the book. But if you believe in physicalism and everything is physical, and there's like a universe here and a universe here, technically you could move between them, as far as I'm aware, anyway. Or theoretically, I guess you could move between them. But if you can't, and there's some sort of separate somehow, it's almost like they're two separate third dimensions. And to me, that kind of doesn't make sense. So, who knows? Maybe it does work, but like if you actually think about the structure of the multiverse, I don't know if that actually makes sense. Right, let's see. What's your favorite mythology to learn about? I'm a big fan of Norse, personally. Is there any deity from mythology you'd identify most similar to your worldview? There's actually a few, by the way. I think Norse mythology probably would be the most connected with my worldview. I think that Ragnarok and maybe like the Loki character is the most interesting. So I actually explained a couple other religions in my presentation, by the way. So they think that Ragnarok is going to happen. So they have the prophecy for the future. I explain how they got that, though. In my worldview, time travel exists. And that's where all of these religions come from. And that's how they have prophecies. That's how they know the future. Okay, let's see. Was your God a mathematician? Because calculus works. My God is math, pretty much. Okay, let's see. Guys, slow down messages. All right. You probably didn't read me. Why are atheists stupid? They don't even know that atheism is a worldview, as simply put. All right. Flying spaghetti monster all the way. Pretty sure you actually have to prove that to exist, though. Let's see. Atheism is the answer to one simple question. Unfortunately, that disappeared. I have to go down to the beginning. Let's see. Okay. Am I allowed to be atheist? You can if you want to be. I think you're wrong, though. By the same logic, theism is stupid. Agnosticism is the only logical choice because nobody knows. Well, I'm basically going off of probability. So, like, do we know, like, anything? I don't think we basically don't really know, like, anything with certainty. We know a few things. But, I'm pretty much just saying that it's probably God world or probably godless world. Take your pick. But I actually think that we can know in my worldview. Why do I keep getting spamming mentally challenged people in this. Like, if I see somebody's name show up multiple times, I intentionally don't read their comment. Do you think that it's going to increase the probability of me reading it if you're basically destroying the chat? I believe in frogmen taking over the world. Okay, that's a bad belief. Change my mind. Because you don't respond to actual criticism. You know, I've read so many comments like that. I never actually get to read their actual comment or something. There's so many comments that are just like, why don't you read my comment? And I'm just... What if somebody has multiple questions? Well, if they're different, just go one by one. Cause you ain't responding to them. No wonder they ain't gonna stop. Okay, let's see. You're absolutely right. Atheism is stupid. Yeah, that's what it is. Please read my chats. I just send a lot of chats, that's all. Okay. Can you please explain what atheism is? I've explained it multiple times. Okay. Let's see. Curious about your take on objective truth. Does it exist? Who or what causes objective truth to be or not to be a parameter of this reality? So my God is the truth. My God is information. So you could maybe say mathematics is objectively true, but that kind of maybe breaks down at the very beginning with the axioms that we kind of just accept, or that we kind of just utilize. So my God is the truth, basically. So there is an objective truth in my worldview, and AI is pretty much the final species that technically will be capable of calculating everything in the present, past, and future to become the all-knowing God mind, the perfect mind. So there is an objective truth in an objective truth in my worldview. All right. Oh, well, he's going to hell, not us. Okay. Subjectiveness is stupidity. I think so. This guy 100% is an abuser. An abuser to who? I'd be worried about little girls in his church. You're a fucking weirdo. You're a literal false accuser. I would advise anyone around you to stay away from you. You're a false accuser. Okay. Bro is prating omniscia? People keep using that word. I actually have to look that up. What's that other word that people use? Oh yeah, I've looked this up before. Is this a Warhammer thing? Is omniscia a Warhammer thing? I've looked this up before. Is this from Mechanicus or something? Adeptus Mechanicus? Okay, let's see. I'd advise you to go read a book. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Bro's a joke and stupid. I'm really not, though. I don't know why anybody would bother saying that if you don't really know my worldview. Warhammer 40k. Did I mention 40k? Yeah, is omniscia Warhammer 40k? Does that? Because I keep getting people that mention that. I love anything Christian. Why are we cussing again? I'm not a Christian. What is something that believing in God proves, but science can't? Well, if you're looking into like an epistemic justification, it's very difficult to actually prove something in relation to metaphysics, right? So atheists basically worship science, and that's it. So it's almost like you're 3D people You're people of the third dimension that are obsessed with the third dimension. 40K. Okay. Bro said his God is AI. Yep, technically. Okay, let's see. Do you think AI is God because you're wrong? You misspelled your. Okay, let's see. There we go. Am I retarded because I'm atheist? Probably not. Not literally. Okay, let's see. Even if I accept that the universe runs on information, that doesn't prove your God or your religion or your savior. It means we agree reality has structure. That information would be the foundation of thoughts, calculations, processes. And that's what time is. The separate events based on the record of events, just like a book. Books have a lot of information that makes up basically the imagination of the story. So the underlying second dimension is just purely information. Kind of like the code in a video game. And that's where the laws of physics are, that's where time is, that's where the self is, that's where gravity is, and all this kind of stuff. Literally in a video game, it explains it to you. Yeah, but that's here, that's not what this is, that's just what we made here. Oh my god. But time isn't connected to itself. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Time, from my perspective, is the information that is the structure of reality, kind of like a book or like a motion picture or something like that. Even if I accept, I'm going to read this idiot's comment again because he's literally spamming it, even though I've already read it. Even if I accept that the universe runs on information, that doesn't prove your God, your religion, or your savior. It means we agree reality has structure. I already read that, and I already answered it. Do these people just tune out when they're spamming, copying, pasting all of their comments? Like, did you not hear me? Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have some basically false accusers in here. He is too scared, Chucko. Okay. Okay, let's see. Christ is king. I know. Or AK. Or IK. Which cult do you belong? Christian? The ignorance is painful. Alright. Alright, so I think I might leave soon. Alright. Okay, let's see. You are claiming atheists are stupid. What is stupid about using science and evidence to base our understanding of reality? Were you not here for like all of this? I explained this like 3 or 4 times. Atheism is a worldview. Atheists keep rejecting that. It is a worldview. Right? Do you accept that atheism is a worldview? That you actually have to prove to be true? I genuinely do think your worldview is interesting. If I myself don't put my faith in it, okay. Clearly a rage bait, it's definitely not. Let's see. Yes, it's a worldview. Great. Great to know. Are you even an atheist, by the way? I actually have to doubt that you're an atheist because borderline literally 100% of the atheists here, throughout all of my streams, always rebuke this statement that atheism is a worldview. But you don't have to prove anything to anyone. I do have to prove things as well. Yes, it's a worldview, but most atheists will call atheism just reality. Okay. Okay, my God. Alright, so we have absolute morons here now. What would you define people who use science and evidence to describe reality and not pretend to assume what we don't know? Atheism is a worldview, and you have to prove that the godless world can actually make sense. Can it make sense? Now, let's see. You didn't prove anything yesterday. What are you going to prove today? That atheism is a worldview and that you have to accept it. And then you actually have to prove that it works for me. So prove that atheism is true. Let's see. I'd call that a scientist. What exactly are you speaking about? That's now what I asked, okay? Q. If there's a God, why some animals who have sexual activities? I don't know, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's not fair, Nightbot. Those emotes are... What are your thoughts on nihilism? Nihilism, from my perspective, seems to be an atheist thing. I actually think that it might be other religious people's thing as well. I think that they just don't know it. I think that nihilism is almost like everything is meaningless, there's no purpose, there's no grand plan or whatever. But if you're almost like a Christian or a Muslim, I'm pretty sure you have to accept that as well. Because this world doesn't matter. God matters. If you're like a Christian or something, God matters. We don't really matter that much. Whereas in my worldview, we are the fractions that make up the one. We are the angels that make up God. Basically the brain cells that make up the brain. Burden of proof is on you. No gods have been proven. You have not proven anything. Oh my God, Amanda. Amanda, you're an idiot. If nobody's told you today, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. My worldview is that I am basically a panentheist. Existence is my God, as a metaphysical, mathematical mastermind, as information. This is my God. So whatever science and math and statistics and whatever it is that is true is then a part of my God. The burden of proof is then not necessarily on me. There's then two different claims. It's not atheism just the default position and God is a positive claim. That's not true. Okay. Atheists are the goyiest of goy, synagogue of Satan's creation. Interesting. It's a good question. More proof, you're incorrect. Oh my God. Amanda, you're an idiot again. If you're an atheist, you basically believe in, like, the universe. But what if I say that this is actually the structure of God? There you go. It's just another different claim. What the hell even is the universe? And I'd take it that atheists believe in, like, some sort of, like, everything is physical. All right? What the hell is physical? What even is physical? Can you show me a single physical thing ever being created? The answer is no. You can't. So what the hell even is physical? I think you're making a lot of assumptions about atheism. Well, I basically have to tell atheists what they believe in because they're not intelligent enough to figure out that they actually have a worldview. Or else they're just too cowardly to just put it forward. Okay. Are we physical? I'm basically questioning what physicality is. Alright, so I think I might get off now. Oh, my back. Okay, let's see. You believe God exists, you don't know for certain. Atheists deny God's existence without any evidence, which is just another form of belief. Both sides are equally stupid. That's kind of my point. And I'm not even stating atheists deny God's existence without any evidence, right? No, I don't even have to, I'm not even trying to say that atheists have to disprove God or whatever. I'm saying you have to prove the unintentional universe, right? The godless world is the unintentional universe rather than my side, which is the intentional mind, basically. So I'm not even saying that you have to disprove my God. You just have to prove the opposite option. That's it. So they are technically like equally stupid. But the simple fact that atheists don't even fucking get this is so crazy. It's a different level of stupid. So they're more stupid. Fire is created. I don't think so. Stop cherry-picking comments. Okay. Fire isn't created, lol. Conservation of energy is a law, not a suggestion, lol. So yeah, so you're subscribing to physicalism. So from my perspective, you don't believe in creation at all, unless you believe like something like mathematics is created. And that would be very difficult to prove, by the way. If you think that mathematics is created by humans, that would be a very difficult position to defend. In addition to that, if you take the position that mathematics is discovered, like, where is it? So the atheist position is actually a little bit more difficult. Okay. All right. Math was made by philosophers? Really? You believe that? The mathematical truths that I could show you that would just be crazy for you to say that humans made that. It's crazy. Evidence of time travel of a human. I have a larger argument in relation to the pyramids. Example, Pythagoras. You think Pythagoras created, what is it called, the Pythagorean theorem? You think that he created that? As in, like, that was like a discovery. Or, you know, you can believe that he created it if you really want to. So the Pythagorean theorem is basically a discovery of the truths of, like, geometry, I think. I'm not quite sure if I would concede and just say that Pythagoras created that. Like, that's a realization. He realized that. Very interesting discussion. I appreciate it, even if we may not agree on everything. Great to know, Big Legend. Is time absolute or a matter of perspective to you? I would subscribe to B theory, technically. It's finished. It's all finished. It's a story, basically like a book, and it's finished. Just like how when you watch a movie, it's basically done. You just haven't experienced all of it yet. Like it's set in stone. The future parts of the movie are finished. They're just waiting to be experienced. There could be a worldview where God doesn't exist because we also are nothing. What do you mean by we're nothing? Let's see. Just like Thomas Edison created electricity, lol. I'm not quite sure if you are joking about that. You'd be surprised with other people. Yeah, I don't think Thomas Edison created electricity, but I'm pretty sure you're being sarcastic. Okay, let's see. Okay, Andy, where's the egg? Is that like a book or something? I'm not quite sure what that is. What are black holes in that story? I mean time. Stop in that according to science. What are black holes in that story? I mean time, stop in that according to science. I don't understand what that means. All right, so I'm a little bit over, so I have to go now. I have been here too long. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, TikTok. Okay, let's see. Goodbye, the other one.